Welcome to the Challenger Learning Center of Maine, where Maine's middle school students can reach for the stars. As the 51st Challenger Learning Center to open, we're thrilled to be carrying on the mission of the Challenger crew aboard Flight STS-51L back in January of 1986. Our center offers middle school students the opportunity to participate in space simulation experience in which they work as astronauts, scientists, and engineers to complete their assigned tasks. Envision consoles instead of desks, computers instead of chalkboards, and multimedia databases instead of libraries. Following 4 to 6 weeks of in-class preparation with their teachers, students are assigned to one of 8 teams in which they will work in both mission control and the space station. Let's now go into mission control in the space station with Commander Kennedy as she shows us around the mission.
Welcome to the Challenger Learning Center. The experience you're about to have should be exciting, fun, and educational. Come along. Our mission objectives today are very important. We have to work as a team. Astronauts and mission controllers have to work together to make this mission work. You'll also have to make very important decisions, and you'll have to communicate effectively. All that you do turns out to affect the way the mission goes. So it's very important that you work together as a team. The first job I'm going to talk about is communication. It's very important to make the whole mission run smoothly. You're going to have to put on a headset and talk to each other in clear, slow voices. If an emergency comes up, you have to be very calm so that everybody knows the directions to follow. There's also a data person. The data person sends communications through the computer, and this information is long messages or any information that might have numbers on it. It's important that you get the numbers correct so that the data gets to the right people. The next job that we're going to talk about is our navigation team. The navigation team is important because they have to find out what's going on in the night skies. They search the stars in the different constellations to find out whether we're seeing comets or we're seeing planets, or maybe a supernova, or maybe even an asteroid. So it's important for them to be able to know longitude and latitude and also their XY coordinates. There's quite a bit of math involved as well. The other jobs that we have aboard are our probe. Our probe team has to build the probe in order to collect information. They are going to have to follow directions very carefully. The probe team in mission control has all the directions, while the probe team up at the space station has all the parts. And the two have to work very carefully together in order to make it all come together. And to support them, we have many other teams. The other teams are going to keep the environment in the space station healthy and the crew healthy as well. The first team we have in order to accomplish that task is our med team. The med team will look at skin temperature, blood pressure, they're going to look at eyesight and hearing, and they're going to have to find out if the astronauts are healthy and can complete their mission. Another team that we have is our life support team. Life support team keeps the environment in the space station healthy. They have to look at the humidity and the air pressure. They have to test the water and check for pH and turbidity. They also have to find out if our oxygen is flowing well. So that's a very important job for the crew to stay healthy and be able to accomplish the mission for the day. Our isolation team is also important for the mission. The isolation team has to use robotic arms. They have to have good hand-eye coordination, and they have to be able to tell the people in the spacecraft whether there's any radiation coming from our oxygen filters or maybe from a meteorite that might have come from a comet or from a meteor. Our next team that we have is our remote team. The remote team looks at plants and meteors, and they have to determine whether those plants are healthy for our astronauts to eat. They look at insects that are whether they are beneficial or whether they are harmful, and they have to isolate them and do the things that are necessary to make the crew safe. Our mission objectives today are very important. We have to work as a team. Astronauts and mission controllers have to work together to make this mission work. You'll also have to make very important decisions, and you'll have to communicate effectively. All that you do turns out to affect the way the mission goes. So it's very important that you work together as a team.
At the Challenger Learning Center of Maine, we not only offer missions for the middle school students, but we also have a summer camp program that runs through the summer that's available to students going in to grades 4 through 7. We also offer corporate missions for businesses to come and provide extra training in communication skills or team building, and also just to have a lot of fun. Another opportunity is for teachers to do professional development experiences where we will go out into a school system to offer teaching materials, NASA materials that we can provide. And we've just received a new designation of being a NASA Educator Resource Center to provide all the education materials that NASA scientists have developed for school programs. So I hope this gives you a better idea of all the exciting opportunities we have to offer at the Challenger Learning Center of Maine. Nothing speaks better for it than actually coming to the center and seeing students in action and getting to experience it yourself. Seeing is believing. I hope you can make it to the center.